Alrighty, guys, can we get everybody's attention, please? First of all, welcome again. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys can focus your attention up here. It's going to be my honor to introduce this fella. He's one of the best. Mr. Nick Hahn. This is Music for Youth Events. Nick Hahn is a marketing director for Promo Only Inc., the nation's largest subscriber-based music and music video service. Nick's DJ career began in 2000, when he served as a national trainer for Pioneer's Pro DJ division. During his tenure at Pioneer, Nick managed a range of marketing activities that included event and trade show coordination, artist relations, budget, sales programs, and advertising and product campaigns. It is my honor to introduce to you, from Promo Only, one of the best, Mr. Nick Hahn.
Hello. You guys doing? Here to talk about choosing proper music for youth events. And not only am I a party DJ like you guys, but I have several different types of events that I do. On Friday nights, I DJ for 2,000 kids who want to hear the most explicit content that I can possibly find. But then on Saturdays, I do City Walk, the Groove at Universal, and they want the cleanest content that I can provide. Same thing with Neiman Marcus, yes, and even square dances that I happen to fill in for some of our local DJs. So what I've come up with, there's several ways to approach. You can still rock a party for songs that these kids are requesting, but it starts with managing the expectations of your clients when you first get there. A lot of times people are going to ask you, are you playing clean music? Where are you getting your content from? You're going to tell them someplace like Promo Only, Prime Cuts, RPM, ERG. All of these companies are great sources for clean music. I give myself a little bit more of a plug. We have super over-the-top FCC compliant edits, stuff that the labels allow. But as you guys know, it's not necessarily about removing the foul language. A lot of times it's the actual content of the song. Even if you remove the foul language, you're basically going to be left with an instrumental that these kids are going to sing along with. They know the lyrics. School chaperones and parents can fool themselves into thinking that their children aren't listening to these songs, but they're listening to them. So going in and explaining that to your clients from the get-go, saying, hey, these kids are going to request these specific songs. And the content, I mean, Get Low is, who here doesn't play Get Low by Little John? I mean, that song is full of film. It's nothing but film. But explaining to the customer ahead of time, saying, hey, this is going to be an issue, and find out where their boundaries are, because some of your clients are going to be a little bit more conservative than others. And today, we're lucky because hip-hop is not necessarily the front runner anymore. These kids listen to a wide variety of music. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, Asian, Latino, Native American. They like a wide variety of sounds. Unfortunately, electronic dance music is taking over. And a lot of that stuff is very light on lyrics. And I recommend trying to build a greater knowledge base. I mean, some of you guys, you got a lot of younger folks in here. Some of the older DJs have a problem, connecting with that type of music, so they're not necessarily listening to it. But Promo Only, all these other companies, Beatport, Track Source, they have charts that allow you to see what these kids are liking and listening to. Follow some of these artists and labels on Twitter and SoundCloud. Know what's coming up and look for to see that it's in your promotional service. If it's not, you can pick it up for $1.49 up to $2.49, and have these tracks that will be filler to take care of those requests that you just can't play. I also recommend when you get to the event, first of all, presentation, how you look is going to say a lot about how these kids are going to respond to your nose. You want to show up, you don't want to show up looking like my dad, okay? My dad, good looking guy, but he has very little style when it comes to the youth. I recommend if you're going to wear a suit, have a nice suit, a tailored suit. Try not to look necessarily like a mobile DJ, but the kind of guy that's walking around the mall and moves their turn their head. If you're a lady, y'all got a little bit easier in my opinion, because you can wear a nice skirt, some nice little top, and still look. You don't want to look like your parents. parents. So when they come up and they ask you for a song, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't play it. You might also want to explain to them, throughout the evening why you're not playing those songs. At the request of the school, I can't play any songs. And be very specific that, have this type of language and this type of content. Yeah, I know, you know what, we're still going to have a good time. So as long as you're keeping it, you're shifting a little bit. I don't want to say shifting the blame, but just keeping the kids informed of what's going on and why you're not able to take care of those requests. And say, hey, why don't you pick something that's a little bit more electronic music, dance driven, or possibly, play some old school stuff. You'd be surprised what these kids go for. I mean, every Friday night, I'll play a Montel Jordan song. Actually now I play a twerk remix of This Is How We Do It. These kids go nuts. I mean, absolutely nuts. They scream. They like this old school song because they heard their parents play it. They heard their older brother play it. I mean, in my case, I'm actually old enough to have grandchildren by a smidgen. I mean, technically I could, but those songs are still popular. They're my girlfriend called them. She calls them standards, I believe. I call them throwing the crowd a bone. If my dance floor is lagging, I have certain songs that I don't play until I need to play them. And some of those older school songs are well. Also, when you're going in, you're talking to these to your clients, recommending a theme. Some DJs use props. And I'm not talking about inflatable guitars and sombrero hats. I'm talking about maybe you do an EDM night. These festivals are huge and popular. If you're able to do that, it's not encouraging drug use. Bringing, upselling the customer with glow sticks and all sorts of things to throw out actually gets some of the kids a little bit more involved, and you're not under pressure. The kids are a little bit more likely not to be requesting the type of music. You're not going to play. I highly recommend looking for some edits of these songs on SoundCloud. There's a lot of DJs who go in and do clean edits of these songs, and you can't find them on a promotional service. They'll go in and they'll clean it up a lot because these are working DJs like ourselves. And I also encourage you to possibly learn some of these programs that are out there that allow you to do your own edits. Ableton. That's what I personally use. Some people use Logic, Pro Tools, but I've heard other programs out there. I don't have any Audacity, I believe I read on board somebody was saying, but I don't know anything about the program. I know that you can buy Ableton at a fairly low cost, make very easy edits, and actually have them all lined up for for the basic big melodies. There's a resource online called SchoolDanceNetwork.com. I don't know if you're familiar with it. These guys are great. They go through and they list songs that you should not play. They also list songs that are safe to play. They have a safe, like a top 30 songs safe list. And I recommend checking out that list, especially before you go out each night. You've got a nice, handy little sheet, cheat sheet PDF that tells you, hey, these songs are good to play, these songs are not good to play. The benefit to that is you've got a group of people, not just some dude that's running the blog. There's a group of people that are going through and saying they're helping you preview songs and the content found within those songs. Otherwise, I mean, for the most part, by just carefully paying attention to what it is that's hot and new and upcoming, and looking at the lyrics of the song, not just trusting, it's on a promo-only radio series, so I know it's clean. Just because it's clean doesn't necessarily mean that it's appropriate to play for your audience. Google those lyrics, do a quick scan, you can see what the content is. Sometimes the title of the song doesn't really necessarily tell you, what's his name? Gas Pedal. The song Gas Pedal, right? Station Gemini. That song, not necessarily appropriate to play. You listen to the lyrics all the way through. There are plenty of edits out there that just have the chorus, and the kids will like just the chorus, and they can go along. Going back to talking about editing your own tracks, if the chorus is clean, sometimes you can use just a cool little break and then listen to it and sing along with just the chorus. But it's up to you to be more proactive in you choosing your music, how you're presenting yourself, and managing the expectations of the people that you're working for, not just the people who are actually paying you, but the kids who come in. If you're doing grad bash, I have to keep it very clean to the point where this year I played Diplo's Express Yourself, and one of the lyrics is something about bend over, arch your back, go up and down and make it clap. It's basically just talking about dance, very provocative dancing, but Universal was like, no, you gotta cut that, don't play that song again. So I didn't, and then Universal asked me back for a, they have like middle schoolers grad bash, I guess, for people who are graduating 7th and 8th grade or whatnot. And it has to be even cleaner, like they want kids bop clean. And that's very difficult to do for these kids who are listening. When you switch it over to the EDM, it works almost every single time. You can placate a lot of these kids because now you've got so much. EDM has such a breadth of beat structures. You've got dubstep, which is kind of on its way out, but you've got trap, which is right around the same BPMs, and most of the trap remixes that you're finding of songs out there are only using specific vocal cuts, and really allows you to play that kind of stuff with the kids. They like the EDM sound, they also like to hear their favorite hip-hop song. You're getting a little bit of both at the same time, and you're looking more like a hero. You're looking like, when Avicii is out on, Ultra main stage, he's not going to play the original mix of, Baby Got Back. He might play some cut up version that's all EDM, and everybody's going to love it. You can be that same kind of DJ. You don't have to play the original songs. You can play those remixes, and all these services that I've mentioned, Beatport, Track Source, SoundCloud for the private DJs, edits, those are great places to find these tracks and to start kind of separating yourself from the other DJs who are in the area. And you're not going to look like you're just playing music. You're going to look like you're a little bit more of a music nerd. You might be digging for records on Saturday morning before you go into your club game, So that's about it. I'd rather take some questions from you guys because you guys all have different experiences